So my name's Adam. I'm on session 7 with Mike, getting a full leg sleeve. Thought about this for probably about 10 years now. But I think what's been really interesting is just the whole journey to get here. Really focusing on not really knowing what I wanted to do for a long period of time, and actually kind of almost coming to terms with the fact that maybe I don't need to know exactly what I wanted. And that's kind of part of choosing your artist and partnering with them, is them helping you bring it to life.
I always say to clients, you don't need to necessarily show me a tattoo that I've done and tell me why you love it. You can just tell me you love it. And it might be a completely different subject to what you're getting tattooed, but it's not about that. It's about the way it forms on the body or the contrast of it. There's so many factors to why someone loves something. You know, a lot of the geometric patterns, or the reason why we love it, it's almost like a second language to us. Like, we connect to geometry, and we always have. So that's why people connect to the architectural buildings that we've created. And what looks cool about this leg sleeve especially is it has complete perfect straight lines with curvature lines going across the organic form of the body.
For me, it was really going through kind of Instagram and really starting to identify what am I stopping and hovering over, and what's making me kind of flick back to that design and making me want to pause. Poor Mike had the job of me kind of translating all that to him with many different photos. Found Mike on Instagram probably about 7-8 years ago, and I've always but knew that his work was something that I was stopping and pausing over when I was kind of flicking through Instagram. I thought kind of no harm in having a bit of a kick-off introductory call, so had a great Zoom call with Mike where we kind of walked through a bit more around the kind of end-to-end process. And I think that really stood out for me because I never saw myself necessarily kind of going to a tattoo shop and sitting in there for hours on end, and I was looking for something a little bit more kind of personal and a bit more private as well.
For me, I just want clients to know that initial consultations are free, but they're worth it, and it really helps delve deeper into what is that you really want, and also what it is that we can really achieve. And Adam is a perfect example of this. We took his ideas, which were quite simple. It was just literally a bracelet that had been given, I think, by his grandparents. Taking this kind of design and then looking at some of the pieces that he loved and asking him certain questions to really get to understand his personality, get to understand what it is that he truly wants from a visual perspective, and then designing artwork bespokely made just for him.
It's also connecting and trusting the artist as well. What I quite like is when I come in, you're like, oh, we're doing this today, and you'll just show me a pattern. Every turn it's looked good, and it's looked how I wanted it to look. I kind of spoke to Mike a little bit more around my personality. So I said, look, I'm quite an organised person, and in terms of how I work, and my brain can be quite chaotic at times. And I think Mike found that quite interesting because it gave him kind of a good, clear basis of how I think and what my personality is, to then go and build something ultimately into a piece of art that is organised in a structured way, but also at the same time can look quite chaotic in a beautiful way. And I think that was what was really great about the kind of end-to-end process, was bringing that to life.
The leg sleeve on Adam has been so thought out. I mean, even when you take the back to the front, a lot of leg sleeves are just designed as if you're a piece of paper from front to back. But in reality, it's about how it connects, especially on this leg sleeve, when you take the negative lines coming straight down the back and coming round to the front. You know, it really takes his leg to another dimension.
I think what I really enjoyed about the whole kind of bespoke experience is I haven't had to worry about any part of it. I literally just turn up, I'm fed, I'm made comfortable. The kind of pre, during and post kind of care has been phenomenal. Mike uses really great resources like the second skin. And I remember my second session, I was here for a whole day, had the second skin applied, and then the next morning I was flying to New York on a 9-hour flight. I completely forgot I'd even had the tattoo done. It was so comfortable. And even just down to the aftercare, things like the cream as well, and Mike kind of checking in and seeing how things are going. It's just from end to end has been really kind of bespoke and really kind of designed around the experience that I want to have with getting this tattoo as well.